Ladies, I want to have a real conversation with you guys about men. And I want to keep this relatively brief because there is so much to unpack that I may have to do like a series of videos because I don't want to overwhelm you in one video. So I'm going to get straight to the point. Provide and protect. This is a narrative that we've been preaching and singing and chanting and screaming to the top of our lungs about. And I want to ask you guys a question, and it might sting, but it is a very necessary question to ask. And I want you guys to think long and hard. As much as we want men to provide and protect, and in some ways, I feel like that's a duty. But in as much as we want that from them, are we demonstrating anything that would want them to provide and protect us? It is a real question that I want you to think about. Don't get in your feelings and talk about, Corey, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, if you need to get that out, get that out. It's cool. But once that dissipates, I want you to ask yourself that question again. Are we demonstrating anything that is worth providing and protecting for? All this hopping around, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to say the real word, but all this hopping around from person to person to person, what am I providing and protecting where they're concerned? All these mind games, manipulation tactics, the tears on command because I'm not getting my own way, so I'm gonna be having an adult temper tantrum. When a child has a temper tantrum, that is bad. But when you are a grown, functioning, and seemingly logical adult having a temper tantrum because you're not getting your way, so you're going to throw things, you're going to cry on command, you're going to, you know, hurdle threats. Do you really think that behavior entices a man to provide and protect? So, to try and not make this seem like I'm bashing my sisters. And it really isn't bashing, it's just questions to ask yourself like, am I doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing? Am I a woman of integrity? Do I have morals, standards, principles, boundaries? Do I stand 10 toes down on those things? Am I more inclined to say no than yes? Do I have any self respect, any honor? Do I honor my body? Or do I just allow any old guy to touch me? These are real questions. And if you're being 100% honest with yourself, because you ain't got to prove nothing to me and you ain't got to prove nothing to the outside world, just you and you. If you are being 100% honest, can you sincerely say that I'm doing all these things, I'm checking all the boxes? I've got integrity. I honor my body. I don't allow no man to touch me. I've got boundaries, principles, morals, and I stand 10 toes down on those things. And most of all, not only do I treat myself with respect, but I treat others with respect. I don't curse guys out. I don't call them weak. I don't tell them that they're not a man because they're not doing XYZ. Are you standing on business where all of that is concerned? Because I'll tell you right now, at least 98 to 99% of you can't say yes. I can't even say yes 100%. That doesn't make me a bad woman. It doesn't make you a bad woman. It just makes you aware that you still have work to do. And I'm not saying this to say that we're going to be 100% perfect because the work is never done. It's constant. It's active. But are you doing your best to put your best forward? And for me, for a lot of you, the answer is no. Just from my observation, the answer is no. Because look at the state of the world today. Look at the dating scene today. No one, hardly anyone, wants to even address any type of wounds that need healing. This is why we have poor quality relationships. No one wants to address the thing that hurts them the most to say, look, it's there. I'm dealing with abandonment issues. I'm dealing with physical abuse. I'm dealing with childhood abuse. I'm dealing with XYZ. And as much as it pains me, as much as I feel shame over these things, I want to get on the other side of that. No amount of relationships are going to fix what is inside you. It starts with you first. I'm not saying this because I got some PhD in psychology. I'm saying this because I lived it. I lived it. I acknowledged it. I started to heal from it. I continue to work through it. But I can't expect a man to fix all the wrongs and make them right based on something that's happened in the past. He wasn't there. How do I expect him to have the answers? He was never there. I don't know if any of this is making sense. Is it making sense? Leave in the comments if it's making sense. And I know I'm speaking very passionately. So I don't want this to be misconstrued as like, I want to reach you. I want to reach the place inside of you where that little girl is hiding because she don't want to come out. She feels unsafe. And I repeat, as much as you are feeling that, it is not a man's responsibility to fix it. He can hold your hand through it as you put in the work. He can be supportive as you put in the work. But you got to put in the work. If you continue to ignore the things that hurt you, that keep you in a vulnerable state, you will continue to be hurt by others. You will continue to be exploited by others who are also hurting and who also don't want to address the wounds that are binding them. So we all walking around here all trauma bonding. Well, not me, because I refuse to trauma bond. I did that already, and that did not work out, obviously. Um, Look, I'm not trying to trivialize anybody's experience. I don't know who you are and what you've gone through. All I'm saying is I'm putting that out there for your consideration to just really take a step back and examine what hurts you the most and work towards healing that and being able to work through it whenever those triggers show up, because the triggers never go away. We just learn how to deal with those triggers. We learn how to acknowledge them and say, "Hey, I see you. Thanks for coming, but now you got to go." That's my famous line to all of my triggers. All right, I see you. You showed up. Yep, that's nice. Now you got to go because you're not welcomed here. And that's how you work through these things. So, I want this to be a message of encouragement, though I may be speaking passionately. Um, the work starts with us. So it wasn't our responsibility that it happened. It wasn't our fault, rather, that it happened to us, but it is our responsibility to do something about it. And so, look, all this asking for protecting and providing, men can do that. They can. But at the same time, a healthy man is one who provides and protects. And he's healthy because he's done the very same work that I'm suggesting we all do, right? So it's not about this gender role business. It's about a human role and a human experience. We need to work through our ish to get on the better side of life, or else we are going to feel like life is constantly beating us down. That's what the human experience is all about. It's to elevate and to rise, not only just in consciousness, but just, you know, we're such dynamic people. We can't stay in one place all the time. Our very nature requires us to move and to change and to, because our spirit is constantly like, nah, that ain't it. So, look, I'm approaching 15 minutes. And like I said, I'm going to make a series of videos because it's a lot to unpack. But the provide and protect part, like, ladies, I get it. I understand it. But we also play a part in that. And so if we don't show or work on our worthiness, ain't nobody providing and protecting for us. And for all y'all who really stand on this independent woman, if that's what you want to subscribe to, this video ain't for you. I'm talking to the women who desire to be in relationships, who desire to have a partner that will provide and protect. You got to do some work first. And when you start realizing that you are worthy of provision and protection, you're going to move a little bit differently. And you're not going to waste your time with those who are just simply trying to play you. It's not rocket science. You're going to start to recognize who you are, not just only as a person, but as a woman. And you're not going to settle. So that's it. All right, guys. Till next time. Take care. Peace.